Yeah. What's for lunch?
Homemade granola bars, actually.
Perfect.
My
Sounds
man's a
yummy.
great cook, so he makes sure I eat healthy. Hi, Leanne.
Hi, how is everyone doing?
Hanging in there. Lisa's here too. That's awesome. Pamela.
Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce is making herself a cup of tea. She's on a lunch break.
Oh, perfect.
She's a new grandma too, guys.
Oh, that's sweet. Exciting for her, for their
Yes.
family.
I think my youngest grandchild's 5. My oldest is 16.
Wow.
Hi,
Different
everyone.
stages.
There she is.
Hi,
There's a new
Joyce.
grandma.
Hi. My baby,
Congratulations.
she's just like a little fairy.
Oh,
She's
she
so
looks so
sweet.
beautiful.
Okay, we're good. Okay, bye, Air. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Look, you're not going to believe this place right now.
Lovely. The
Ah.
barn.
Echo, echo. There's nothing. We had everything moved out. Oh, I just ran back from the top of the property. I'm out of breath,
Welcome.
but I saw snake tracks. My snake is here. She's awake. Louisa, you and I have the same hair going on today.
Yeah.
Our
It's
lioness.
that kind of day.
We are lions. We are lions. And Joyce, you're here. Oh, there
I
we
am.
go. I just had to switch screens because I'm on my phone. And Pam and Susan and Leanne and Lisa and Tanya.
And there's Tanya.
Hi, everybody. This won't be a super long meeting. But the real purpose for this was so that we could nail down a date and kind of get going on first steps. Because I know that this is a bit of an interim meeting that we're having right now, but we need a date and first steps to get going. And yesterday was out when I was on our Facebook group. I love some of the suggestions already. So I think that these will be really great. Leanne, you're the one that suggested tattoos, right? Those were awesome. I love that. So maybe you can, have you started looking into that?
No, I just got that one very preliminary quote and I can look more for sure.
Okay, check Vistaprint too, because we get lots of our stuff done through Vistaprint. I remember years ago before a big festival, we had a whole bunch of Silence's luxurious ones, probably a couple thousand of those done up. I don't think they were, yeah, if you want to look into that.
I will.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So has anybody looked into any dates? Like, I think the biggest thing for us is just to see what might be potentially conflicting or what might be some good things to match up with. And we're looking at September. My personal experience / opinion, but I'm open to shifting that, is that Sundays typically tend to be better than Saturdays, but it can all, I'm open to, it doesn't matter. Who wants to start with some of their thoughts, and we can just kind of throw everything into a pile.
I'm sorry, I was 2 minutes late. What are we talking about? What are we talking date for?
Hi, Tanya. We're
Hello.
talking about our run. Do you know about the run? Have you? Okay, you're good. Yes. So that's kind of the purpose of today's meeting, is to get solid on a date and then kind of what our next steps are going forward. So Joyce, you had your hand up first.
Yes.
And then you, Leanne.
I think Leanne had the same thought as me when we did the chat, like to have it a little bit later in September, just because back to school, parents are trying to get their kids all sorted out and whatnot. So like that 17th or 24th, the Sundays. Am I on the right day? No, sorry, 20 Saturday. Yeah, 17th. That looks weird. 17th or
and
24th.
24th are Sundays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 24th.
And like, so you're going to have it so families we've talked about families, because I've had a couple friends say that they wanted to do some kind of a walk run with their families too.
Of course. Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we do the option for, and this could be run or walk, right? 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon. And the reason that there's two reasons, and I'm not going to do a marathon. I'll tell you that right now. But you never know. Like maybe I'll do my first half marathon. I don't know. It might be something, but there's the whole piece, I think, with all of this as well, is around like challenging and pushing ourselves. And Cody was a runner. If you guys remember that he ran that medicine bundle, like all the way down from like Seattle up to Northern Alberta. And I really would like to make this as much about, if people really have a dream or they have a goal and they're looking for help and support to get that done, maybe it is running their first one of those and they want to do it, then let's let them do it. Right. But then that if a family wants to walk 5K, brilliant. Okay. Okay. Leanne, what did you want? Okay, I'll go Leanne and I'll go to you, Luisha.
My thoughts specific to date with the 17th, I think that there was some information posted about that being very close to the Terry Fox run. And I know that that's a huge event. And I know that almost every school, well, you probably do too, every school-aged kid in Alberta is running the Terry Fox run at their school, and then possibly something on the weekend as well. So I kind of feel like maybe that's too big of a competing run.
Okay, thank you. Yes. I feel like, my kids are past that, but I feel like the Terry Fox run was like always happening. So I didn't know when that was, but thank you. So then that being said, let's look at the 24th. Is that the Sunday?
That's sort of my feeling.
Okay. Okay. Thanks so much for that, Leanne. Luisha.
Unfortunately, the 24th isn't good for me, but it doesn't mean the event cannot happen. I'm organizing a big class reunion on the 23rd in Southern Alberta. So, but what about October 1st? Is that too late for Edmonton? That's a Sunday.
And the Terry Fox run is September 18th.
Okay.
Right. My thing with getting into October is that now, like the farther we get, the greater chance of snow.
Right. And I was also wondering, because it's a run, could we encourage relays? Passing on the baton.
I think we encourage, I love that suggestion, people to get it done however they want to do it. And I think that that's a great idea. So we can it's like teamwork makes the dream work. Like if you want to pass that off, if whatever that looks like, thank you. We can definitely share that in our marketing. Yeah, Susan and then Tanya.
I'm good with the 24th because then we don't run into any of our shamanic weekends.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Probably mine, but that doesn't matter to me. I will miss that one. Do you think? Are we going to be in the same one next year, Susan?
I'm in two.
Oh, okay.
Year two.
Yeah. Perfect. It's all good.
My only one concern is that if we have any run on 24th and if the Terry Fox run is on the 17th, we might, because we do this to for the cause, right? So then we will have to share the audience, not the audience, the people who would like to come. So I just want, before we finalize, are we set on September? This is a specific because this is
we
September.
Are set on it not happening before the summer because it's too close to market it. And summer, just people are too busy doing everything. So
okay, so it's September.
Get this done this year. Yeah.
Okay. Then 24th it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Leanne, did you have your hand is still up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one last thing. I hear you say that you don't want to get into October, but if it was the 1st, that is like the day after Truth and Reconciliation Day, and I wonder if there's any power in that.
Yes, there is. You looking at the calendar?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I think you're absolutely right. And we might be running in a parka, but that trumps.
Works for me, October 1st.
Okay. I love that. Thank you. October 1st. And so then that would be September 30th is Truth and Reconciliation Day. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that was a really solid done. That felt right. Yeah, for all of us, I see everybody's heads are going like this. Okay, thank you, Leanne. This is why I have you guys, because if it was up to me, who knows when we would be doing this. Lisa, your hand is up.
I agree. We also have the walk for the Wenjack Fund with the Downey Wenjack, and that's September 8th. So there's kind of a lot in September. So that's something else to consider. I also feel like I love the idea of a marathon, but first year, do we want to maybe just start off like kind of small, get the ball rolling, and then really get into it? Because I feel like we're taking I'm just like, this is a big deal, right? And I want to make sure we have a really good foundation in place before we start like, let's do all of this stuff. And then there's like watching videos, like people that do these kind of events are already planning in January, February. So I just want to make sure that like we're all really kind of seeing that for what it is and not trying to take too much on at the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And I'm wondering if there's an answer. The thing that's different about what we're doing is it's not all happening from one location.
Okay. But then you have logistics, there's safety things you got to look at, like who's going to be there to like organized and make sure that we're going in the right direction. If we're going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like,
Yeah.
did we?
No, I saying, and I totally hear you. Regardless of where, like somebody in Fort Saskatchewan, and I hear what you're saying with permits too, Leanne. I just need to be really, really clear about this. This is something that people can do on their own wherever they are. So there are apps out there that are like, this is a running app, join this online virtual running group. And then on September 30th, anybody who wants to run a marathon today can. So we're not needing to take out specific permits in all of these places. It's not like that. And it's not about that. People can choose to walk how far they want to walk, to run how far they want to run. And I think that that's what we need to really gear our marketing towards, is that when they are going to raise money, this is a very individual thing for them. I'm still in conversation. I have a meeting with Glory next week, who's the founder of Little Warriors, to figure out if we are the ones taking the money and donating it, or if people are just donating direct to Little Warriors. And then we're just keeping track of how much is coming in kind of underneath this name or this umbrella. It's a little bit different from an organizational perspective because it's more virtual, if that makes sense. It's not, we do not have all of the different organizational logistics that a typical walk, run, half marathon would have. Right. And so I hear exactly what you're saying, Lisa, and I'm not opposed to us like taking that down to just a walk. But because we don't have the same parameters, is I also want this to be something where people really feel like, yes, finally, this is my opportunity to do this thing or to train for this thing and to do this with my friends or with my family. I don't know, like those are just, does that make sense?
Yeah, I what you're saying. I just am trying to imagine it then, like for promoting it and trying to get like lots of people on board. Like I just tend to find that people will, if we meet here, like then they get more motivated than just trying to figure it out on their own. But I like what you're saying. It's just I'm trying to imagine how that will play out. That's all.
Yeah, so maybe it would be helpful if I could send you guys a few examples of virtual runs and virtual marathons that people do. This became a huge thing during COVID.
Yeah, I had a girl from the Boston Marathon on her treadmill in her house.
Right?
So, yeah.
That's the thing too. People want to do it on the treadmill in their house. They can do it. I mean, this is really on their honor, right? And on their own word, if they did it or if they didn't do it. right? So we're not here like giving people like bib numbers and doing these things. And then in terms of if people want to connect in communities, like here's the opportunity, and likely from an ease of logistics perspective is that we're going to have like the website and the landing page with all of the information for them to be able to register. That will be kind of the hardest thing, is for us to keep track of like who's registering and what they're doing. And then with, you know, as we figure out where their funds are going to go, like I said, whether through us or straight to Little Warriors, but it might just be as simple as like a Facebook
I so swear.
group. Was that you, Susan?
Sorry.
That's okay,
I'm
my
sorry.
love. Like, what are you saying? As a Facebook group or something for people to be able to find other people in their area. And I'm open to different ways without, again, overcomplicating that and needing to build out some big, huge tech platform. To your point, Lisa, is how do we make this as simple as possible for people to show up and to connect and to be able to do this with other people in their community? And that said, though, Lisa, like maybe there's just a walk group and maybe there's a run group. Right? And maybe whoever's walking, this is where you can meet if you want to meet. And if you want to put your hand up as somebody who's doing a run group, you can do a run group. I don't know. I'm not opposed to this just being a walk, a run, a 5K or a 10K. Without it being a run, or if people want to run that as well. I'm just trying to listen to Cody and the fact that he ran this whole thing and it really was about the run. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Luisha.
I was just actually thinking out loud, but are there pockets of Little Warrior groups within Alberta now, or is it located basically in Edmonton then?
It's only just outside of Edmonton.
Okay, so technically I could host the run in Medicine Hat and have folks involved, but donate directly, or however we set it up with the Little Warriors then?
Yeah, so it will be, that's the part that we just have to figure out admin wise or logistically, right? And Leanne, you had even, sent a message saying about like getting grants and stuff for Little Warriors. And yes, you can totally look at that. They have people who are constantly, like they have like a whole admin team that are grant writers and searching for funds and stuff like that. Like it's a very well established organization. So it's not like, hey, send your money here and maybe it'll get to them. Like it's nothing to trust. And on our end, the only reason why I don't know if the money is going to go through us yet or straight to Little Warriors is it could be like a really huge like tax implication for me. And even though I'm a corporation, I'm really teeny tiny, and to have to sort that out, sometimes I'm not registered as a non-for-profit or a charitable organization. So then I would have to apply for charitable status to be able to issue tax receipts, which it actually, at the end of the day, it makes sense for people just to take their donations and to send them direct to Little Warriors. They can get the tax receipt, but it would be lovely for us to have a tracking sheet just to see how much through this run that we are actually raising. Does that make sense?
Could we not use GoFundMe? Do they submit tax receipts? That's the only thing.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Because that's
Right.
on a social page, GoFundMe, donate and support whatever the cause is.
Yeah, I don't think they do. And to be honest, I think from a like keeping everything like above board, and I think having people just feel really good about donating their money and it just to be buttoned up for them tax wise, it would be best just to kick that right over there. But we can still take all of the registrations and we can do those things, and they'll just have a button maybe at the end of their run, like where they can donate their money. And again, that's on them. Like we're not going to hunt people down. Oh, you said that you were going to, donate $500 and like, where's your money? Right. But just as a way for them to register through us is now we have all of their contact information so we can keep everybody up to date. Like, hey, there's 30 days till the event, and do all of the really great, wonderful things that you guys have been talking about. And then I think that legally wise, we are going to, and I know how some of these things work. I'm going to use this other thing as an example. And it's not the same, but in a sense. So Stephen Greer, who I follow, who's the doctor who has the CE5 documentaries and the serious documentaries that have come out, that he has a whole app where there are local CE5 groups. And so anybody can say, I want to do a CE5 group in my area. I could do one here in Vernon right now. And there's just a disclaimer under there that says that even though this is on his app, and you can find these groups through his app, is that it's not in any way, shape, or form tied to, Dr. Stephen Greer or any of his organization, right? And I think that would be something, as people are kind of registering, signing waivers, as saying, if I'm either raising my hand to start a group or I'm finding a group, I realize that it's not affiliated with Little Warriors or with
Mandy.
my operating company, is Lifestyle Meditation. Make sense? Yeah. What else? Joyce?
So I just want to make sure I understand. So these apps, can you make a group within the app for people that choose to run, and say that this is Little Warriors Run, and they make that app and they can have that with them?
So we're not going to make an app.
No, but I mean, in one of these apps that are already available, can you make a group within one of those? I don't know. I don't run, so I could walk for miles, but I don't run.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So that they knew who was kind of running.
So yeah, so okay. So for runners and bikers, so John has something called Strava. Does anybody use Strava? Does
I
anybody
know what it is, yeah.
in here? So yeah, this would be helpful for us to look at. So for more of the runners, like the hardcore runners, you could use Strava. And I don't think it costs any money.
Strava is for free.
What's that?
Strava is free.
Strava is free. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can actually see who's on your team. You can give them
yeah.
likes. And what I like about it, that at the end you can see the shape or whatever, what
Actually,
you've
that's
done.
a good idea, Joyce, is that we could just encourage everybody to use Strava, even if they're walking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's usable for walking.
Oh, good.
People have finished. They have finished
Loop.
their. But John uses it for skiing too. And there's certain runs on different mountains that are Strava runs. So you can see who's gotten what time and who's finished it that's on there.
Cool.
So maybe this is something that we want to look into, that everybody can kind of use Strava. And I don't know.
Well, especially if they're walking or running, say if you were doing it by yourself because you couldn't go to wherever one of the groups was meeting, and then well, it tells me I'm at my 5K or whatever.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's a good advice. And then let's say somebody in the area, I'm thinking about my one girlfriend who walks 10K every day and she uses Strava all the time, and we can go on and see her route. But if she's the one in the area who's I'm putting my hand up to kind of do this route, and maybe because essentially, here's the thing. We want everybody to do their walk or their run on that day, but it's not all going to happen at exactly the same time, right? Because even where you are, Leanne, and where we are, if we're start at 9 a.m., you're 9 a.m. what? Mountain Standard Time or Eastern Time or wherever you are. I think as long as we give the parameters that your walk or run has to be done within the hours of that day, and you can go you can either set a course in your area on Strava, or you can find a course in your area on Strava, register it. If you want to meet up, let people know.
We could have community chat or contest. Who shows up more or has more runners, or make it fun. I don't know.
We can live it fun. I think so too. But I like that idea, Joyce, having a central place to organize. And that's why I totally hear you, Lisa, your camera's off. I'm not sure what you're doing, but I hear what you're saying in terms of like really trying to niche down and get specific about that. And I'm like the queen of niching down and just making it one thing. I also like, it's just fucking Cody. Like I keep hearing him in my head. It's like him trying to make me like actually get off my ass and run. I don't know. But it's, John and I walk 10K every day. Like that's not a big deal. We do it every single day almost with our dogs. But for me to actually train a little bit and to do something and to start to build community, I think ultimately it would be beautiful if this thing was more about just showing up one day and just doing this thing. Right? Like, how can we start to get people interested? Like, I think it's going to take us until the end of April just to like button up, like, what are we doing? And I love this suggestion of Strava. I'm open to many other suggestions as well. But then how can we start to kind of get the ball rolling? Where can people communicate? Do we create a Facebook group? Do we, I always go to like, where are people already versus trying to introduce like a whole new platform for people to connect on. Where are they now that we can like funnel them into, that they can start this communication, start getting excited, start finding each other. And if that's like, hey, this group is meeting up in Edmonton or in Calgary Sunday mornings, or we're just going to start walking together or walk running together. Something else. So Brooklyn, her old boyfriend, who's like her best friend now, he's a personal trainer and he runs ultra marathons. So usually 75K, he's running 100K right away. And he's just the sweetest guy and has his own history, growing up super religious, lots of sexual abuse, those things. And I had said to him just the other day, and like, how would you feel about creating a little training program for anybody if this is like their couch to 5K, or you want to run your first half marathon or marathon? How would you feel about creating a little online training program so that if people wanted to, they could spend an extra 20 or 30 bucks to like download this PDF and actually have a little bit of structure, a little bit of form, right? Just to kind of get people going. And he's like, yeah, no, I would love to do that. So I'm just thinking of all of the different ways that we can begin to support people, outside of this is just a one-day thing, but how do we get people going and actually living a much healthier life along the way? Thoughts, Joyce?
I love all of that, but I just had a couple questions back to, I love the idea of the arch.
Yeah.
With the feathers and stuff. And just because I don't know a lot, would you do it at a willow? And I was just thinking, well, don't those need to be cut in the spring if we need it to make some kind of a big arch?
Oh. Like, are we thinking of making like Edmonton as it should be? Because this is where,
well, you said that there might be, we might be able to run out somewhere close to the property out there, wherever, but I love that idea with the arch and with dream catchers hanging off it, but again, I thought, well, if you need to bend something that big, wouldn't you have to collect those in the spring and get them kind of shaped? So that was one question I had. And then I love the idea about batons, and people in other areas, even have people say, okay, you could make your own baton. You just need to get a stick. You can decorate it this way. Just like having some of those fun things for people to kind of do ahead of time.
Do you know what else? And you're just making me think right now. Like, I love Leanne's suggestion of the tattoos because I just think it's fun. But if we, and maybe, this is a reason why a lot of these runs also have a bit of an entry fee, even if it's like $25 just to enter so that they get a t-shirt or a thing. Maybe we talked about making bandanas or something, right? Something that's identifiable that when they run. Yeah. And then Lisa's going to help us with us organizers. We're going to make some cool t-shirts, right, Lisa? Something like that. But we can even order like bandanas or even flags or something that they can put onto a backpack or just Carrie, you know, when they kind of get to the end of their run, like prayer feathers. Yes, Susan. My gosh. Like, I think we can, like, I would love to encourage people to take pictures at the beginning of their run, at the end of their run. We'll choose a hashtag that we can flood social media. I'll need one of you or two of you to figure out who's going to do like the Facebook page, who's going to do the Instagram page, so that we can start to have a place where people can start putting pictures even as they're training, right? And then we'll flood it on that day. Tanya, is your hand going up because you're going to help with
Yeah,
that?
it's like totally unrelated, but related. You know, I just see this, you know, we're talking about the arch for the start, and I know we all have different locations, but maybe, you know, maybe people will be up to this to have the start. But then I was thinking about the prayer feather, you know, and then at the end, I don't know if there is a tree specific, or maybe people can choose but I feel it would be really, really cool, because then even if people run separately but also together, if they can actually run towards that, and we
Yeah.
can pick a couple of those different ones, right? Not one, but couple. I think it would be really powerful, because all of the intention is going to come to one place, and then it will stay there with the feather. Add that to the list.
Yeah, I love that idea. And I think too, I mean, here's what I just saw with the prayer feather, is that for us to like make and send out, like hopefully there'll be 1,000 people or more doing this run, or something even better. That's not doable. But what we could do is we could show people how to do it, right? We can show how to put these videos up in certain places where maybe that's something fun that they like to do together. Right? Or we can show them, you know, those beautiful dream catchers. I know Lisa was there when we made the dream catchers before. I don't know who else was there, but where to get these little dream catcher kits, right? And here's how you can make this. And yeah, maybe that could like signify the beginning of your run, the end of your run, whatever your ideas are around that. Like I said, I'm really open to that. Joyce, your question, do prayer feathers need to be a certain type of feather? Not specifically. No, not specifically. We just need the wrapping, like the sinew to wrap it, right? And to be able to hang it. I think we just need to ensure that whatever we choose to do, that this is like fully and completely accessible by anybody, anywhere. If this is somebody literally running on the spot in their apartment in New York City, right? Like, how do we do that? And this is one thing that I actually have not seen done yet, where there's a walk and a run that is completely accessible to anybody, everywhere, all the time. There's always like, you have to be here at this time, or you have to like meet a certain level. I love that. Joyce, your friend has peacocks. Is that Lisa? Or not Lisa, Leslie? Oh, beautiful. Yeah. See, we can show like all of these different things and really speak to what they mean. Yeah.
So I think, you know, like I'm all about the list. Like, let's start putting a list together. How are we going to do this? We still have time. So if we start promoting this as it's accessible, and this is like very minimum requirements, and the intention is the same, I'm pretty sure that youth in the New York apartment still can have, you know, the feather from a pigeon from his window, and then when he's gonna go down to put the garbage, there will be a tree, right? So it's just a matter of how we put this message to people. And actually, if we start with like, hey, that's with ease and grace and flow, then we will be able to get more and more attraction. And what I also see, Mandy, because till September you'll have another session
Of what? She just froze.
for practice. You can actually feather how to do prayer feathers, you know, like to prepare people before. My internet choppy.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful idea. I love this. These are all amazing, amazing ideas. And like I said, we're coming together so that we can come up with the best experience for all people involved. And I'm so excited to meet with Glory this week and next week, pardon me, and just to share with her kind of everything that we're thinking. And then she'll be able to provide a lot of information back to us. Like, I know that I originally had the idea like, oh, let's go run out close to their place. The more I think about that's probably not doable because they don't want people out where the kids are. Right. But she might have some really great ideas as to where we can do this. And I know Horlock Park is off the table because it's closed now for the next 3 years. But the Strathcona Science Park, is that what it's called? Strathcona Science Park, that's out by Sunridge Ski, close to Sherwood Park, which actually is quite close to where the Be Brave Ranch is that's a really beautiful space for people to run. If we want to do something together there, then of course that would require us letting the county know. Oh, and Devin, Joyce said as well. Yeah, being down by the river, that would be beautiful too. So yeah, I think there's lots of opportunities. Let me chat with, Leanne Blackfoot. Oh my God, by Elk Island. That would be unreal. Okay, that was just like a yes for me, like close to the bison. Especially that time I tried to do my little vision quest and the fucking bison didn't show up until I decided to go home. And that just reminds me of Cody more than anything in the whole world. So
Elk Island would be great because it's got all those paths too. Sorry, I just heard him say too, there's something we need to set. We need to start, something needs to happen while you're in California at Shasta.
yes, it does. That was his favorite place.
Okay. So he just said that. So we need to start, like, we need to get that going and start talking about it, pictures. So there's something he's like, start it for sure with Shasta.
I'm having chills.
Okay.
Okay, so let's
I'll
do
catch,
this.
I gotta go. I'll catch the replay. Sorry. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
There. So October 1st, who would like to look into Elk Island and how we go about doing something there? We might need to reserve, well, we'll have to let them know. Does anybody want to call Elk Island or email or look into that?
I'll do that.
Okay, thanks, Lisa.
Okay, gotta go. Bye, guys.
Okay, Lisa's on looking into Elk Island. Who wants to look at Strava? Tanya, you already use Strava. Do you want to look into Strava and just kind of give us a little bit of an overview?
Yeah.
That might
Yeah.
help work for us?
I got it.
Okay, perfect. What else? I feel like we need to do a takeaway. Leanne, what do you want to take away? What do you want to look into? Oh, and I know like maybe you do want to check something with respect to, would grants be helpful here, do you think?
I can do a quick look and see if there's anything that would be very relative, even specific to a run or an event. Like it could even be something, because there's so many grants now for like Indigenous types of events, that something, because it's so close to Truth and Reconciliation Day, I could feel it out, see what might be there.
Okay. Beautiful. That would be lovely if you don't mind looking into that for us.
Yeah, I can. And of course I'll do the tattoos too. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Joyce, what do you feel like would be a takeaway right now for the next couple of weeks?
For me, like anything that's like with the feathers and all that kind of stuff
Okay.
is stuff that's super easy for me to kind of organize and think about. Or I could do the bandanas. Or should we do all that promotional stuff kind of all in one place? Or because sometimes you get better deals if you did like the tattoos, t-shirts, or I think Lisa had, was it Lisa that had a contact for shirts?
She has a screen printer, but she, you know, I think in terms of shirts, like let's only get enough, like just for us, the organizing team, to do this, because if we try to do this for everybody, like it's a nightmare. But if maybe both Joyce and Leanne, because I trust that both of you will look at some different places, look for a promotional place for the tattoos and for the bandanas. Now, you guys have seen, and you can go to Cody's Instagram. I can also send you some pictures. His tattoo that says, he's got two on his forearms, right? So he had the warhorse one, which I believe had a feather. And then the other one said, my greatest strength is inner peace. Might be kind of cool too.
Yeah,
Look
that
at-
I would like, yeah, that'd be nice for people to have the words too.
I think so too. And even for us, I think on our t-shirts, if, you know, on the front just said my greatest strength is inner peace with a picture of like the feather. And then on the back it could just say like the war horse run for bravery. We'll just do a little logo for all of them.
Yeah, and I know that Lisa does lots of that, but my best friend that I work with, her daughter, she's only 18 and she started her own business doing all of this stuff. Oh
okay.
yeah, like and that kid can do the stuff she has designed. So I
Okay.
might just show her the pictures and she'll just do it for me. Maybe she can
Okay.
come up with some little designs and
You-
then, you know, save everybody a little bit of time. I'll ask Bella when I'm actually seeing she and her mom tonight, so I'll ask her. I'll get those
Awesome.
pictures. And so on Instagram.
Yeah, I know for a fact that there's a picture of him sitting with both of his arms up like
Yes.
this, and you can see, right?
Okay, thank you.
And I think orange bandanas, does that make sense for all of us? Orange bandanas, right? As that is the color, yeah. Okay. And then we would have to get the logo as well, I think, for the Little Warriors logo, to put the
So
Little
is
Warrior.
their color orange at Little Warriors?
I think it's orange. I think it's orange and black.
I'll look on their website
Yeah.
for that too.
Able to even just Google the Little Warriors logo is on there. Okay, awesome. So Joyce and Leanne, you guys can start to look into good options for those, for the promotional products. Tanya, can I put you on creating an Instagram account for us? What? Come on. Look at your face.
Can I please do something? No, I don't do my Instagram. No, please don't. I will. You know, I'm not gonna say
Okay,
no,
fine.
but please.
Okay, fine. I'm really good at that. I can start us an Instagram account.
Thank you.
Okay, Leanne Joyce's contact info is in there as well. Okay, I will do the Instagram account. Pam, did you write that down? Who wants to start the Facebook page? Okay, so we need to start a Facebook page for general information. Yes. And do you not think we also then need a Facebook group for the people who've signed up to register?
But that has to be done through your account, Mandy.
Oh yeah, it does.
So it has to be, I know how to, I can do that, but it has to go through you because then all of the reports, statistics and messaging and
Everything.
whatever.
That-
Mhm.
Okay, can you please put,
Maybe Pam?
yes. Perfect. Let's see. Susan, you work in a law firm, do you not? Correct.
Yes, I do.
Are you able to somehow figure out, like, when people do a waiver, we'll need a waiver for this, but a waiver in a way that would also maybe look at, I guess I have the CE5 app. I can look at that too, but maybe just look at some of these other, what am I trying to say? A waiver that would then,
To cover your liabilities.
thank you, void us from the responsibility of, you know, if anybody gets injured, hurt, blah, blah, blah. And we can, if there's somebody there who can do the waiver up for us, we can, you know, pay them for that. And we'll just take any of the costs that we incur. I think this is why we need to collect a small registration fee, right? Say like a $25 fee from everybody. So that we can cover bandana costs, like liability costs, any of those types of things as well. But does that work?
I
Susan?
can help with bandanas. I can find a really good ones for a good price.
Can you do that too? Okay, perfect.
Yes, Mandy. And I also will say that my daughter's encouraging me to do one with her in Cochrane at the end of May or somewhere around there. And it's $75 registration fee.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
So,
we'll cover our costs, but anything are we not wanting to have money to go towards our cause?
Yeah, we want to make sure all of our costs are covered.
No, but to our cause, to the war horse,
cause.
our cause, yes.
Well, that people are going to be raising money
Okay, just like
and
if we
making,
did the Cure for Cancer one.
yeah, so they'll be raising money and making a donation to Little Warriors, but that might make sense. Like even if we charge like $50 for people to register, then we can pay all of our costs, and then anything that's left over, we can donate
Yes, yeah.
to Little Warriors. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So if you, yeah, maybe get some really good examples of different waivers. I want to make sure that what that also covers is if somebody is deciding to host a group in their area, like let's say even Kathy, who's is not on the call today, but she wants to do like a bit of a trail ride where there's horses and that as well. That's kind of on her own volition, and it's, you know, my company's not held liable, Little Warriors isn't held liable. And so we just want to make sure that that's covered off too.
And what is your timeline for having this complete?
Well, that's a good question. When do we want to start accepting registrations?
I'm just like right at this moment. I'm not going to be back until the end of April.
Yeah, that's
Right.
no. That's
So
okay.
that's what I'm saying is like I can't devote any more time to anything right at this time with going to Peru, right?
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are.
So
I'm
I'm tapped.
right
But
now.
I could start and then have it to for May.
Yes.
Would that be okay?
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm going to say just a second. I'm just reading Joyce's thing. So funds after registration go to the cause. Yes. Thank you. I know that my insurance has a virtual clause. So yes, being that we are the organizers of this, Pam, can you please make one more note on that? So that we need to make sure that like as organizers, my business insurance covers like any even if we have a waiver, we still need liability on that. Joyce, who's your insurance company?
It's Pete Toole out of Calgary, but I'm under the umbrella for the Alberta Yoga Association.
Okay.
But like, it's ridiculous what I pay since everything, because I teach virtual and
I know.
in studio, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's just why, because if people are doing it from other places, I didn't know if we would have to have some kind of Susan would know better what's needed there.
Check in with my, I'll have to let my insurance company know anyway that we're doing this. So I'll check that in. Thank you. So here's what I'm thinking in terms of announcing it. I think anytime in May is going to be too soon. There's too many things that I just think we need to make sure are completely solid, including website, landing page, all of that. I'm doing a complete new website. Everything relaunches on June 1st. So I can make sure that I have that up. But even if we pushed it to June 15th, so that there's not everything else happening, and then people basically have like the whole summer plus September to get going. I don't want to give like such a massive runway, because then what ends up happening is that people throw it into the bottom of the pile and they're like, I'll pay attention to that when it's like a few months out. So I think that if we announce it June 15th, it's like, yay, announced today, you know, registrations are open today. And we just start like really, you know, peppering social media, like putting as much notice out as we can for the last 2 weeks of June. And then we can just like keep dripping like very intentional content all through July, August, September. So then basically we have a 3-month runway, which in the promotional world, social media world, is everything that I've learned is really good. Tanya.
Why do you want to have separate Instagram account for this?
Because I don't want to, what ends up happening is if I put it onto my own personal Instagram account, people who see a post about the cause, about the race, and they're like, yay, follow it because I want to learn more. They're going to start getting all of my other shit. And they're like, I'm actually not interested in anything it's doing. And I don't want to see everything
Okay.
else it's doing.
Okay.
Right. And then I think it'll be a great place that we can keep it there so that, for subsequent years,
Mhm.
runs, people can go in and they can tag and we can post their pictures and we can just make this
Okay.
like a,
Okay, no, it makes sense. I just wanted to ask. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
okay. Luisha, what do you want to do?
I'm here to support. I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of moving. I'm still dealing with my mom's stuff. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I wanted to join today's meeting and kind of get abreast of what's going on.
For sure.
I'm Medicine Hat has the tallest teepee in the world, and I would love to do a run starting at the teepee.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
so I'm going to focus on southern Alberta.
Okay. I love it. I love it. So contact whoever you need to in the area to
Yeah.
let them know that we are doing this.
Yeah.
And just to ask them, what does that look like for you to bring a group there that you guys start and finish?
Yeah.
There's probably a Strava route right now as Danielle looks this up.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there is in the coulee, just from the teepee down and then back up. It doesn't have to be far. I mean, some people will donate even without running, without the
Yeah.
activities. So.
I love that. I love that.
So
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. I see this giant teepee every evening, and I would
Love it.
like to focus on that because it's Indigenous. We're all collectively doing this across Alberta. So
Okay. I love this.
okay,
Thank you, Luisha. That's beautiful.
thank you.
Okay. And Pam is just working diligently at taking all of the notes and keeping us on top of all of our tasks. When's our next meeting scheduled for, Pam? Do you have it?
I think it's April 11th. Yeah, April 11th.
Perfect. Susan, are you away?
That's Easter weekend.
Oh,
No, it's the Tuesday, and I
Tuesday.
will be landing in Lima at that time
ooh, that's
Oh.
exciting.
on that day. Yeah.
Okay, we won't see you for the next one. We won't
No.
see you. But if you're no, it's too busy before then. Yeah, we don't need to have that waiver or anything done like that quite yet, or the liability yet. You can let me know when you're back. We'll just
sure
need to
will.
you and I'll have to have a conversation in May when you get back,
Mhm.
and just make sure that we have that all kind of like buttoned up. We can get that into the registration process. I will be hiring Kyla to figure out how to put all of the registration funnel and everything online. So that will be a little bit of our funds will go towards Kyla making sure that that's really slick and easy. So that's just you and I, Susan, to do
Sure.
that. We need everything
Sure.
else. Are you
And
oh
I
my
can,
Luisha, look at that TP.
can
It's beautiful.
I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask grandmother Karen about sourcing feathers and the red material and the cord and see how much it all costs.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing her this weekend
Okay.
for class.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. Anything else that anybody wants to add right now? Tanya?
I have a friend who's gonna do this in Ukraine.
Oh my God.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Yes.
he's a runner. He runs each morning and then he jumps to the river, like regardless summer or winter. And I know he's gonna do this because this is the guy to whom we sent the money originally last year. And I know
Yeah.
he's gonna do this. It just and also probably we will have some people that will not be physically in Canada at that time. So maybe we can add to discussion or think how to engage them. Because like even Strava, I'm not even sure if that's some people will just not be on it. I will be honest with you. Some people will be like,
Yeah.
good luck with Strava. I'll send you pictures from the river.
Totally.
How
And
do
I-
we engage them?
See, I think I can already see, like, as people register, I
Mhm.
think funnel is like a button, and it's like announce announce your journey like on Facebook or announce your journey on Instagram, and it immediately shoots them over and they can send a picture and we will put them it, and it's like somebody's little video. It's like, hi, I'm so and so, and I'm
Okay.
doing this in Ukraine, or I'm so and so. Like I have friends who are doing it in Bali. I have friends who are doing this in Japan. Like this is really the vision that I see for this: is how do we get people from everywhere, all over the world doing this? And I want to see their pictures everywhere doing this. Like I think that that is the cool thing about this. And really ask them, like we did in our last meeting. And Tanya, I don't think you were there, but like to tell us why it's important for you to do this run. Like why this run, why this walk, why Little Warriors, why this cause? And I think that is going to be the thread that weaves through everybody. Right? No matter who you are or where you are. Yeah. I love that. And yeah, that's why you don't want to discourage people. If their whole thing is that they're going to, jump on a trampoline for half an hour and they're like, this is my 5K. And then they jump into some like freezing ice cold river. It's like, this is how I did it. I got there. That's the message. I got there how I got there. My journey does not look the same as everybody else's, but the intention is that we're all going in the same direction and we're all supporting each other along the way. Yeah, I love that. Add a note to people's, prayer feathers. Okay, I love this. Yes, Joyce. So add a note to the prayer feathers. This is why I'm doing this walk or this run. I am a war horse. Yes, Leanne. That makes me want to cry. I am a war horse. Yes, 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 1,000 times yes. Okay, I love this. As soon as we're just getting all of kind of like the crunchy details down, and then like the creativity can just like fill all of those gaps, and all of the inspiration is going to trickle in. This is going to be the best walk run that there ever has been. I know it already. I know it. And then we get to dream big and set our goals: is how many people are we going to have? How many countries are we going to have? How much money are we going to have? I know that this is a first year, but like I'm somebody who likes to, in a way, play safe, but everything about this is like, let's dream as big as we possibly can. There's no reason why we can't, right? So let's do it. Yeah, sky's the limit, Luisha. I got it. Okay, mwah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time, your energy, your ideas, your love. We're all going back into our corners. We have work to do. And so when we connect again on the 11th, the majority of us who can be there, we'll just send a little report. And if you can't be there, even just blasting a quick text, you can send me a text message, or you can send an email to the support at mandytrap.com just to let us know where you're at with your little thing. Then we can update it during the meeting. That would be helpful. Yeah, Pam.
Well, they can also put that on our Facebook page.
Oh, on our Facebook page. Yes. Sorry. No need to text or send an email. Just put it in the Facebook page and just update us as to where you are. Okay. And keep going with all the cool ideas along the way. I've loved it. The drumming, the feathers, just everything has been awesome. Okay, guys. We'll see you later.
Take care, everyone.
Hi,
Bye.
good to see everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, Leanne.